The Venus Orion Comics universe is officially underway, and now we're taking it even further. The launch of our official website and Patreon marks the next step in building this indie comic universe from the ground up. At VenusOrionComics.com, you'll find character bios, series breakdowns, and the foundation of everything we're building. Supporters on Patreon get access to exclusive Discord channels where you can dive deeper into the lore and interact directly with the creator community. Your support helps fund new issues, pay artists fairly, and speed up development across all 8 series in Phase 1. We're just getting started. Visit VenusOrionComics.com and join the Patreon today to help shape the future of this universe.
8 heroes, 8 stories, 1 universe begins. The Foundation launches the Venus Orion Comics universe, the first wave of interconnected stories. Each tale is self-contained, but everyone adds to the broader setup of the universe and its inevitable crossover of characters within this shared world. It all began with Varian Keller's Vampire Killers, and with every release, the stakes rise until the first universe-shaking crossover. Welcome to Venus Orion Comics. The universe is just opening.
And here it is, my custom artwork of my Venus Orion Comics comic book characters. Now, to be honest with you guys, you're not supposed to see this just yet, but you guys, you know, I love you guys. This is my YouTube channel, and I want to show you guys what I have here. That allows me to pretty much submit my artwork, and they'll put it, actually make a template for the arcade stick, which is the Mayflash 500 Elite. Now you have to make sure that you get this correct, because it's pretty much a sticker.
Hey, Chatisisa here, and everyone, please be aware, if you do not know what the Venus Orion Comics is, and if you don't know Mugen Lord, then I would highly recommend you check it out, because I've just got in the post my first comic book from the series, the new series from Mugen Lord and from Venus Orion Comics, and it's called Vampire Killers. I hope you can see that. So this is one of the possible covers, and it is really fantastic. First of all, high quality. Second, awesome art style, and of course, third, intriguing story. So if you like comics and you love this type of comics like vampires, then I would highly suggest that you check it out. So just FYI from my side, I'll be linking Mugen Lords and Venus Orion's comics data below this post, but definitely check it out.
tell you that I've got the very first graded comic in the world of vampire killers. And in all seriousness, I really love the comic. But you could have used a silver Sharpie. Silver Sharp.
Hello guys, Joker the Fool here, back at it again with another comic review. This is Vampire Killers, done by Brian H. Blacksney. He goes by Mugen Lord on Twitter, and this comic is his first, and it launches the Venus Orion Comics shared universe. And what this story is the foundation of the Shadow World, and of course, it takes place in Neo-Delphia. This is a futuristic city that's plagued by vampires. Our main character here is Hezekiah Draybon, a 28-year-old vampire hunter, and he's tasked with taking down the main group of vampires. This is what the first, major plot line is establishing. Other than the world building, goes and tries to save this woman named Jasmine. And I think the stuff here is interesting. There is definitely some world building. You've got, like I said, the Guardian bands. You've got the city of Neo-Delphia. You've got the introduction of the character profiles, and you see another character profile here of Tech Block, who's Matthew Summer. So introducing the characters that are going to be recurring and introducing the environment, or I should say the world that they're in, the basic elements of it. I think he does a pretty good job at doing this.
Who is the rooftop watcher? What did Jasmine know that made her a target? And how far does this mystery really go? Drop your theories below. Let's unravel it. Together.
Hey, Wrath. I was able to pinpoint Jasmine Mitchell's location.
Remember the pain, and remember the suffering.
What do you mean they're coming after me? I don't get it. How did they find out?
Everyone around you will pay the ultimate price.
I think someone just walked into my apartment.
Jasmine, get the hell out of there right now.
What are you?
Damn it, kid, I'm on my way.
High-grade silver nitrate bullets. Something your kind doesn't take lightly. Well, am I right? Vampire?
What is going on
Kid, did
here?
you forget? The party was canceled to avoid a potential police raid. Your friend should already know that.
No fucking way. Is he even human?
doing?
Jasmine, step away from the window right now!
Damn it! Looks like the police are headed in your direction.
No! Wait! Jasmine!
Only then will you become the man I remember. Hezekiah Draybon.
What is Varian Keller's Vampire Killers? The first comic in the Venus Orion Comics universe takes us to Neo-Delphia, a dystopian city under constant surveillance by the Guardian Protocol. Beneath the surface, a hidden war brews between three deadly factions: Echelon, the Church of Elohim, and the vampire society known as the Obscurum Order. When the Draybon brothers lose loved ones to a vampire known as the Flamebringer, they join forces with Varian Keller, a seasoned vampire hunter, to become night hunters and fight back. Alongside Varian's team, the Retributes, they train, hunt, and uncover the conspiracy fueling the Shadow War. Chapter 1 follows Hezekiah Draybon, who takes matters into his own hands after Varian fails to help him track down Alan Fleck. Varian Keller's Vampire Killers. The hunt begins now.
The Venus Orion Comics universe is officially underway, and now we're taking it even further. The launch of our official website and Patreon marks the next step in building this indie comic universe from the ground up. At VenusOrionComics.com, you'll find character bios, series breakdowns, and the foundation of everything we're building. Supporters on Patreon get access to exclusive Discord channels where you can dive deeper into the lore and interact directly with the creator community. Your support helps fund new issues, pay artists fairly, and speed up development across all 8 series in Phase 1. We're just getting started. Visit VenusOrionComics.com and join the Patreon today to help shape the future of this universe.
8 heroes, 8 stories, 1 universe begins. The Foundation launches the Venus Orion Comics universe, the first wave of interconnected stories. Each tale is self-contained, but everyone adds to the broader setup of the universe and its inevitable crossover of characters within this shared world. It all began with Varian Keller's Vampire Killers, and with every release, the stakes rise until the first universe-shaking crossover. Welcome to Venus Orion Comics. The universe is just opening.
And here it is, my custom artwork of my Venus Orion Comics comic book characters. Now, to be honest with you guys, you're not supposed to see this just yet, but you guys, you know, I love you guys. This is my YouTube channel, and I want to show you guys what I have here. That allows me to pretty much submit my artwork, and they'll put it, actually make a template for the arcade stick, which is the Mayflash 500 Elite. Now, you have to make sure that you get this correct, because it's pretty much a sticker.
Hey, Chatisisa here, and everyone, please be aware, if you do not know what the Venus Orion Comics is, and if you don't know Mugen Lord, then I would highly recommend you check it out, because I've just got in the post my first comic book from the series, the new series from Mugen Lord and from Venus Orion Comics, and it's called Vampire Killers. I hope you can see that. So this is one of the possible covers, and it is really fantastic. First of all, high quality. Second, awesome art style, and of course, third, intriguing story. So if you like comics and you love this type of comics like vampires, then I would highly suggest that you check it out. So just FYI from my side, I'll be linking Mugen Lords and Venus Orion's comics data below this post, but definitely check it out.
is my way to tell you that I've got the very first graded comic in the world of vampire killers. And in all seriousness, I really love the comic. But you could have used a silver Sharpie. Silver Sharp.
Hello guys, Joker the Fool here, back at it again with another comic review. This is Vampire Killers, done by Brian H. Blacksney. He goes by Mugen Lord on Twitter, and this comic is his first, and it launches the Venus Orion Comics shared universe. And what this story is the foundation of the Shadow World, and of course, it takes place in Neodelphia. This is a futuristic city that's plagued by vampires. Our main character here is Hezekiah Draybon, a 28-year-old vampire hunter, and he's tasked with taking down the main group of vampires. This is what the first, major plot line is establishing. Other than the world building, goes and tries to save this woman named Jasmine. And I think the stuff here is interesting. There is definitely some world building. You've got, like I said, the Guardian bands. You've got the city of Neodelphia. You've got the introduction of the character profiles, and you see another character profile here of Techblock, who's Matthew Summers. So introducing the characters that are going to be recurring and introducing the environment, or I should say the world that they're in, the basic elements of it. I think he does a pretty good job at doing this.
Who is the rooftop watcher? What did Jasmine know that made her a target? And how far does this mystery really go? Drop your theories below. Let's unravel it together.
Hey, Wrath. I was able to pinpoint Jasmine Mitchell's location.
Remember the pain, and remember the suffering.
What do you mean they're coming after me? I don't get it. How did they find out?
Everyone around you will pay the ultimate price.
I think someone just walked into my apartment.
Jasmine, get the hell out of there right now.
What are you?
Damn it, kid, I'm on my way.
High-grade silver nitrate bullets. Something your kind doesn't take lightly. Well, am I right? Vampire?
What is going
Kid,
on
did
here?
you forget? The party was canceled to avoid a potential police raid. Your friend should already know that.
No fucking way. Is he even human?
You're doing?
Jasmine, step away from the window right now.
Damn it! Looks like the police are headed in your direction.
No, wait. Jasmine!
Only then will you become the man I remember. Hezekiah Draybon.
What is Varian Keller's Vampire Killers? The first comic in the Venus Orion Comics universe takes us to Neodelphia, a dystopian city under constant surveillance by the Guardian Protocol. Beneath the surface, a hidden war brews between three deadly factions: Echelon, the Church of Elohim, and the vampire society known as the Obscurum Order. When the Draybon brothers lose loved ones to a vampire known as the Flamebringer, they join forces with Varian Keller, a seasoned vampire hunter, to become night hunters and fight back. Alongside Varian's team, the Retributes, they train, hunt, and uncover the conspiracy fueling the Shadow War. Chapter 1 follows Hezekiah Draybon, who takes matters into his own hands after Varian fails to help him track down Alan Fleck. Varian Keller's Vampire Killers. The hunt begins now.
The Venus Orion Comics universe is officially underway, and now we're taking it even further. The launch of our official website and Patreon marks the next step in building this indie comic universe from the ground up. At VenusOrionComics.com, you'll find character bios, series breakdowns, and the foundation of everything we're building. Supporters on Patreon get access to exclusive Discord channels where you can dive deeper into the lore and interact directly with the creator community. Your support helps fund new issues, pay artists fairly, and speed up development across all 8 series in Phase 1. We're just getting started. Visit VenusOrionComics.com and join the Patreon today to help shape the future of this universe.
8 heroes, 8 stories, 1 universe begins. The Foundation launches the Venus Orion Comics universe, the first wave of interconnected stories. Each tale is self-contained, but everyone adds to the broader setup of the universe and its inevitable crossover of characters within this shared world. It all began with Varian Keller's Vampire Killers, and with every release, the stakes rise until the first universe-shaking crossover. Welcome to Venus Orion Comics. The universe is just opening.
Scan for Sultari signals.
Signal corrupted.
Give me a second.
Approximating.
Had to grab dinner real quick.
Is that the thing from the ridge?
Confirmed.
You better stay out of my way.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Gregory Loudon, Creative Director at Housemarque. Today we are thrilled to show off this first look of gameplay for Saros running on PS5. Saros builds on Returnal's award-winning action and tells the emotional and haunting story of Arjun Devraz's drive for answers on the shape-shifting planet of Carcosa. Here we show off one of our exciting combat features, the Sultari Shield. By holding R1, you can defend yourself and absorb projectiles. By absorbing projectiles, you can now hit back hard using your power weapon. By holding the adaptive trigger on L2, you'll be able to destroy enemies using Eclipse-driven weaponry.
Sultari holocache detected.
Mark it on the map.
Here is a Sultari hololog, where you can learn more about lost Carcosa.
I'm trying to forget.
Hold up for me. I will find you. I promise.
Here. Oh man. All right, where am I? What's going on? All right, let me get myself together. I ain't check the chat. Damn. All right, let's see where we at.
This is Second Chance, where you can be revived on
All
first
right.
step to get straight back into
What's up,
the
Nate?
action. Second Chance is part of our permanent progression systems, which means you will always come back stronger.
Yeah, what's up, Neo? What's up, Nate? What's up, Cole? What's up, Triforce? What's up, Sanashi? Kami? Valerian? Let's see, Landon, what's up? What's up, Brett? You said there no sound?
The sun is forever.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Do y'all
We
hear
hope you
any
love that
sound
first
coming
look
from
at
the
gameplay.
game itself?
We're looking forward
From,
to revealing more on
from
our
the video
mysterious
itself?
and moving story and our amazing ensemble cast of NPCs.
Do you guys hear
in the coming
anything?
months.
Let me know. Let me know.
Next year is when you'll be able to play
Shut up,
Saros
Nate.
on PS5 and enhanced for
Do
PS5
you guys hear?
Pro.
Do you guys hear
Thanks for watching.
the
We
live
can't wait
stream?
to share more from all
Let
of
me
the
know.
team working on Saros.
Well, okay. All right, cool. Is my mic very low? All right, how it sound now? What's up, Gene? What's up, Rocky? What's up, Mr. Johnny? What's up, Blaze? All right. Yeah.
You actually want to deploy her? You cannot be serious.
Uh-oh. Is that you want to
Cascade
deploy
is one of
her?
our most highly trained operants.
She's been shelved for 5 years. The parties marked her as a failure.
She won't have to
This
do it
shit look-
alone. Her old squad is still out there.
I thought they'd all been ripped to shreds.
Probably. But she can scrape what's left of them back together. Lead them to their deaths all over again.
Okay.
And what if she butchers it like last time?
We'll do what we always do. Throw more assets at the problem. We have plenty more.
I guess. She's a pathetic, fragile embarrassment. And her methods are so unhinged.
But they get results.
Like
no?
a dude to me.
Long-range missiles get results.
Show a little faith. We're at the end of history. Everything that could go wrong already has.
This does not look good at all. But PS5 Pro. Malaysia Airlines. Flight Simulator? Microsoft Flight Simulator, or that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. It's probably Microsoft Flight Simulator, isn't it? Coming to PlayStation. That's what it seems like. Yeah, this game do not look. The graphics do not look good. It's like a last gen game, or the gen before last. That does not look good. And it's a flight simulator. You think they'll put all their time into when you got simulators like that? You want to show off like the visuals. Now VR support, that's interesting.
Hostiles inbound. 100 meters and closing.
I got 2. East side.
Moving right to left. I got 3 west side. Frame shoot. On the T of execute. 3, 2, 1. Execute.
The world as it's commonly known has crumbled. Alliances that held since the end of World War II, gone.
What's up, LG? What's up, Ruin?
Dagger, this is Pax's ballsy.
What is this? Call of Duty or something?
If they succeed, they will have secured the most strategic rock in the history of warfare. Want to help our friends take back this rock? Hoorah! You're playing a dangerous game, no doubt about it. Wouldn't be Dagger without insurmountable odds.
The whole world's gonna look different now. Just takes a little shake of
Do not care for these games.
Gotta love a challenge.
Stand by for re-attack call.
Light them up! We gotta move! Woo! Hold on!
Kincaid will pay for this.
But we don't know how high it goes.
You trying to start a war with the CIA?
That is not the fucking question!
Oh my god.
This is it. I know what I gotta do.
Oh, Battlefield.
Hey everyone, I'm Sean Benson.
And I'm Sid Schumann. Sean and I are back to share news and release
Sean.
dates for games coming to PS5.
But first, thanks
Oh
to
my
EA
God.
and Battlefield Studios for that new look at the
Yo,
single
Hope
player
all.
campaign for
Yo,
Battlefield
Hope all as
6.
well. I was just
It
playing
launches
that new
October
Sonic
10th
Racing
on
game.
PS5.
Dope.
Now, let's celebrate one of my favorite games of all time, which is marking its 25th anniversary this year. Deus Ex returns.
Oh.
This PS5 remaster is a collaboration between Eidos Montreal and Aspyr, the studio behind remastered classics like Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver.
On its way back
Okay.
to people. And you can't do a damn thing about it.
You play as JC Denton,
Don't tell me you're going to wear those.
an augmented operative working to uncover the truth.
Vision is augmented.
This new version adds enhanced visuals, overhauled controls, and support for key PS5 features like haptic feedback. Deus Ex influenced a generation of RPGs with its emphasis on choice and consequence. No two playthroughs unfold the same. Deus Ex Remastered arrives on PS5 early next year.
Oh, that's something for fans to like.
It's almost Halloween, and you know what they say? Everyone's entitled to one good scare.
One good scare. What? Halloween
Death
the game?
comes to Haddonfield
Oh.
in Halloween the Game, a tribute to the John Carpenter classic. The team at Ilphonic invites players to an asymmetrical horror
Oh,
sandbox
yes,
where you can
yes.
play as a civilian survivor or Michael Myers himself.
Yes, let's go.
In each game, it's up to you as
It's the same people who did the
survivors
date,
to
the
save these
Friday
hapless
13th?
townfolk or to hunt them down as Michael Myers. He
Yes.
possesses unique abilities like shape jump, allowing him to move around the map unseen and pop out where you'd least expect him.
Yeah, because people always make fun of
Playing
that.
as a civilian,
Nigga.
it's up to you to lead townsfolk to safety, find a phone, and call the police for help. Civilians can also scavenge for gear and weapons to help them survive
Oh, yeah.
when they
We
inevitably
gotta-
cross
yeah,
paths
this would be a
with
good
the
game to stream.
unstoppable Michael Myers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Become
Landon, I'm
the
playing
boogeyman
this.
Or protect his victims when Halloween
Friday
the
13th
Game
was fun.
launches on
I just-
September 8th, 2026.
Oh, yeah. I gotta play that.
Two big announcements from
And they come out
11th Hour
next year.
Games.
God damn.
First, their hit action RPG, Last Epoch, is in development for a PS5. This celebrated dungeon crawler is known for its extensive skill customization, deep and rewarding loot system, and massive time-traveling world. You'll battle through the past, taking down gods and toppling cursed empires to save the world from its ruined future.
Okay. It's like a Diablo game.
As for that second announcement, Last Epoch's first major expansion, Orobis, will arrive at the same time as the upcoming PS5 release.
Okay.
The Seven Deadly Sins Origin is an open-world RPG based on the beloved Japanese series, offering a vast single-player campaign and multiplayer areas where cooperation and exploration go hand in hand.
Okay.
Follow in the footsteps of Tristan, the Prince of Britannia, and play an original story you can experience only in the game. Capture creatures, go fishing, cook your own meals, mine resources, and craft new items as you explore Britannia on your own. Or step beyond the open world to tackle dungeons with a team of up to 4 other players. In a multiverse that transcends time and space.
Oh, it's a multiverse.
Original heroes join forces with beloved characters.
And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to like anime-based games. Try to tell different stories and unique stories, so they're not tied and shackled down
Sins Origin arrives on
by the
January
canon itself. That's why a lot of these anime games don't do good, because it's tied to you have to stay to the canon.
Finally meet in Sonic Racing Cross World.
I hear Mega Man. I hear Mega Man. There we go.
Mega Man and his trusty vehicle, the Rush Roadster, join the lineup as part of the Mega Man DLC pack that arrives early next year. But they're not alone. Proto Man also speeds into the pack. Also included is a stunning reimagining of Dr. Wily's castle from the Mega Man series.
That's dope.
Familiar sights and sounds.
I'll be picking
take
this game up
players
next
back to
week
some of
because I
Mega
don't have
Man's
time to
most
play it.
memorable adventures.
This week I'm going to a con. This
The
weekend.
Mega Man DLC pack comes to PS5 next year as part of the Season Pass and Digital Deluxe Edition.
Definitely getting that.
The early
DLC.
unlock period is already underway, so Digital Deluxe Edition owners can get into Sonic Racing Cross Worlds right now.
Up next, 2 announcements from Koei Tecmo Games, including a release date for Neo 3.
It is I who will be Shogun.
Kurimatsu, why?
You'll never understand what it means!
I am Himiko. On my honor as queen, I
Neo
shall defeat
3, I think?
Kiriko.
My timeless friend, I trust you. Nothing will stop me
Yep.
from becoming
Mega Man.
Shogun.
So long as this dark radiance exists, my fights will continue.
To rule, one must prove their might.
The light of hope lies unseen at the end of time. Go now!
You wish
I never played
to
any of the
become
Neo
Shogun
games.
that badly?
Maybe you don't want it enough. What makes a Shogun anyway?
Takachio, strength and superiority are what make us Shoguns, and I have both.
Strength alone is not enough to end this war.
Yeah, I never played a Neo game before. February 2026. Okay. Lubu. Yeah. Niggas used to get scared when Lubu show up. A remake? Like 3? Or these games were super repetitive. I got bored of it right away. Oh, really? That's interesting. Are you going to have your own Mega Man? Or are you just going to have Radical? That's a good question. Yeah, I'm going to have my own Mega Man. All right, he's already developed them already. I just haven't revealed them.
our focus. Our true objective is to save this world. Our current world.
Two, right?
Need I remind you that tampering with history is strictly forbidden?
I ain't beat the first one. Yeah, Cobain too.
It's time I faced my past. Let's go.
So can you create your own character,
Today,
or
you'll pay your dues.
not the first game? No guy around playing it. I can make the game if we got Mega Man like. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's still I'm still writing backstory and stuff, but
back in June, we debuted Final Fantasy Tactics.
I do have my own
Chronicles right here on State of Play.
Today, we're joined by the game's director, followed by news from other special guests who are joining us just as Tokyo Game Show kicks off in Japan.
皆さん、こんにちは。ファイナルファンタジータクティクスイバリースクロニクルズのディレクター、前広です。プレイステーションで発売したオリジナルのファイナルファンタジータクティクスが30年近く経った今でも多くの方がこのタイトルをお気に入りの一本として受けてくださっており、オリジナルスタッフの一人として大変嬉しく思っています。今回、イバリースクロニクルズという新しい形で再び皆様にお届けできることに我々もワクワクしています。フルボイスや難易度調整の方はもちろん、これまで遊んだことがないプレイヤーの方にも快適に遊んでいただけるように様々な工夫を行います。
I can't wait.
Do not feign concern for me. I see your words for what they are.
どなたでも楽しんでいただける内容となっておりますので、ぜひ遊んでみてください。それでは発売をお楽しみに。
Uploaded, man. I can't wait to get in. Yep, in 6 more days.
Now then, shall we play?
Yeah, crossover meaning like will they show up with my like my other characters, or just crossover with like other IPs from other companies?
タイトル名はレッド・イット・ダイ・インフェルノです。
なるほど。ということはレッド・イット・ダイの正当
Excuse me.
後継作品ってことですね。
はい。開発チーム頑張ってます。このゲームは近接アクションとローグライトを軸に PVPVE の仕組みを取り入れたいわばエクストラクションアクションゲームとなっています。プレイヤーは地獄門と呼ばれる巨大な穴を探索するレイダーとなり、たくさんの恐ろしい怪物や他のプレイヤーのレイダーたちが入り乱れているフィールドを探索し、踏破を目指します。今度は地獄なんですね。はい。
I'm good.
探索で手に入れたアイテムを持ち帰るため、無事生還したいところですが、死亡すると全てロストしてしまいます。所持品だけではなく、キャラクターのボディすらロストします。相変わらず理不尽だね。はい。レイダーたちは探索とボディの入れ替えを何度も繰り返し、一番強い自分を作り上げて。
No problem. I'll be working on the next part soon. Soon. I've been busy. I got a con coming up this weekend, but I'll be working on the second part of it soon on the Vince Ryan Comics channel.
All right.
What's up, Raku?
A whole new world.
We're gonna universe. If I were to build a game idea, would you be okay having you? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if I can cameo my character, that'd be dope. Okay.
デスクワークスディレクターの藤井智です。
集夜社ゲームズプロデューサーの山本です。
完全新作クロノスクリプトエンドレスエンド世界初公開映像いかがでしたでしょうか。本作は洋館を訪れた編集者が終わらない物語が描かれた原稿用紙にとらわれてしまい、そこから脱出をするという探索型 2D アクションアドベンチャーゲームとなります。
手書きのペン画というアートスタイルをベースに奥の深いダークファンタジーとして皆さんにお届けできる。
Yeah, I'm not really into Metroidvania games like that. Metroidvanias, like I love Metroid and stuff, but I can't play a bunch of these over and over.
エンドレスエンドは2026年発売予定です。
Cool, this shit reminds me
さらなる続報を
Salt and
お楽しみ
Sanctuary.
に。
I don't know what that is. Salt and Sanctuary.
Citizens of Pywell. Today, a new chapter in this land.
Is it that game, that Korean, was it, yeah, Desert? Something
by
up?
our own hand.
Yeah.
We fight those who wield power to prey on the weak.
I don't know what to think of this game.
Themselves men. That is what it means to be a Creamy. The time has come to do what we believe to be right.
I do not know what to think of this game.
Cliff, seek out your Greymane comrades. Uncover the truth that lies within. And let your heart speak without fear.
In the end, all will come together as one. We fight for the future of all. Sound the horn of our final battle. Fight! Fight for Pywell!
Your fight is not for revenge.
All right, now
nor
I'm finished dinner.
Nor pride.
Now I can actually pay attention.
Remember who you are and let it guide your path. For at the end of it, you will find the answers you seek.
All right, I'm back. Woo! All right, now I can actually pay attention. I was hungry. Man, what the fuck is this? New era. The fuck? The desktop audio? Oh, these speakers, wireless speakers. Okay. Magnetic. Yeah, if you're a hard fanboy, you'll definitely pick those up. And 6. I'm getting that Dance for 3 master. They're just like Apple products. It says Triforce. I agree, man. I agree, dog. I like the music though. I like the music to the trailer.
Hi everyone.
They are not fun. They are repetitive
That
as
was your
hell.
first
I
look at the
cannot get
Pulse
into
Elevate
those.
wireless speakers, which bring the PlayStation audio and chat experience to your desktop with planar magnetic drivers and PlayStation Link wireless technology. Visit PlayStation blog for even more details.
Now, let's check in on what's next for PlayStation Plus. Up first is the October monthly games lineup. The creepy and captivating Alan Wake 2 arrives just in time for spooky season, with Goat Simulator 3 and Cocoon rounding out the list. These all arrive for PlayStation Plus Essential members on October 7th.
You remember me?
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is never remaster or something?
The
Oh, it's on the
Last of Us
PlayStation.
Day
Okay.
is this Friday, September
Last was
26th.
that. They
As
just
part of
they
Naughty
just
Dog and
spamming this
PlayStation's
shit.
annual celebration of this beloved series, we are thrilled to confirm
No,
the
this series
addition
is
of The
done.
Last of Us
This
Part 2 to
this
the
series is
PlayStation
dead.
Plus game
This could
catalog.
have been an epic franchise. Neil Druckmann fucked it all up with this game.
For PS5 members, this includes The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, the definitive way to experience Ellie and Abby's story, alongside additions like the roguelike survival mode No Return.
Let it go. Just let that series
Our
just
update
die.
to the PlayStation Plus Classics catalog is extra exciting for fans of fighting
But
games
still,
and the
still a
number
little
3.
too early. Yeah,
Tekken
we gotta
3 from the original PlayStation
we gotta
and
see.
Soul Calibur 3 from the PS2.
I'm not gonna
are
write it
coming to
off
the
yet.
service later this year.
Only game I'm interested so far is
Also
Michael
arriving
Myers.
this year, another all-time classic from the PS2, Tomb Raider Anniversary.
So that's what. So yeah, if they get
And up
desperate, it
next,
would.
a special message from the creator behind one of PlayStation's most iconic franchises.
Sports. Another Microsoft game, or is it Gran Turismo?
皆さんこんにちは。
グランツリスモ
グランツリスモシリーズプロデューサー、山内和則です。本日はですね、皆さんにすごく素敵なアップデートをお伝えできることを大変嬉しく思います。この2025年の6月25日に、なんとグランツリスモの累計売上本数が1億本を超えたそうです。1億本。
I can't get into driving simulators at
この1
all.
億本を超えるってすごいこと
I
だ
like
なって
playing
作ってる
arcade
僕は思うんです
racers
けども
like Mario Kart,
この1
Sonic.
億本を超えたことを記
You
念
know,
し
like
て、
arcade,
こ
like
の年末にですね、僕らはグラントリスモ7
and
の
stylized
スペック3のアップ
visuals
デ
and
ートを
stuff.
行う予定です。
I can't do this
スペッ
realistic
ク3のアッ
stuff.
プデートには、
It interests me. It
レー
does
ス
not
を
interest me.
フォルム
Only way I
1
play
に
these,
使われている
the
トラッ
only
ク
way you get me to
が
play these is with a steering
あるい
wheel.
は
That's the
今回の
only way
新
you
しい
get me to
車
play
であ
these.
るとか、新しい
I'll
サー
play
ビ
with a
スで
steering
レ
wheel.
ース
That's,
あ
I mean,
るい
that's
は
what
ま
it's
あデー
built
タロー
for,
カーのフィーチャーであ
simulation.
る。
That's the only
そ
way
れ
you
以
can
外
get me
に
to
さま
play
ざ
these
ま
type
な
of
ゲーム
games.
フィーチャーの大きなア
Steering
ップデ
wheel.
ートを予定しています。皆さんのおかげで、30年かけてグランツリスモは1億本を達成しました。本当にありがとうございま
I
す。
wonder if I can play Sonic with a steering wheel, the Sonic racing game. New controller. God of War. Oh, so we definitely gonna probably get an announcement. Maybe a remake or something of the original games, or mix of games.
Fighting longer than I can remember.
Fucking him. Oh, Wolverine. It's Wolverine. This shit gonna be ass. I have no. I don't even like his. I don't even like his design.
I'm not a violent man.
I don't even like his design.
The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run.
We'll make it red.
Death's always waiting. Just not for me.
is all. This I'm good.
Because I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
That was fine as hell. Finally, some Wolverine gameplay, but the question is a little bit. It's not going to be good, in my personal opinion. It's not.
The question that comes up a lot to us at Insomniac Games is, are you going to make a Wolverine game that is as violent, as visceral as the character in the comics? Working with Wolverine is interesting because part of the route to who he is that he's an unreliable narrator. He has gaps in his memory. So Wolverine doesn't really remember a lot of his life, and that's got to be an extremely frustrating aspect.
He's this ball of rage and fury, but then he could turn on a dime and he could be very, very kind and tender in the next moment.
When we're casting for someone like Logan, what we're looking for
what's up, Johnny?
Are someone who can convey a lot with very
what's up,
little being spoken.
When you have that first moment that we show in gameplay,
Lord, I think
there's
it's gonna
so
be
much
trash.
emotion that you can
Me
feel
too.
behind his eyes. He looks relentless, he looks gritty, he looks angry, but also he looks maybe a little sad.
That level of acting and being able to just deliver that performance with believability across both spectrums was something Insomniac, ourselves, we all agreed he's the one. We don't need to see anybody else.
Hey, I'm Liam McIntyre, and I play James Logan Howlett in Marvel's Wolverine. That's not bad. That one sort of works. Fans out there know what Wolverine is, who he is. My job is to try and find the essence of who Wolverine is, especially as it applies to our story. People hurt him, people take from him, people betray him. He still fights for people who can't fight for themselves. It's one of the greatest honors of my life, one of the biggest responsibilities I've ever had, and one of the coolest things I've ever got to do.
The entire game is built around staying true to the Wolverine experience.
And then how do we want to put our Insomniac stamp on that? How do we want to put our own spin and creativity, but still give something new and fresh that fans are going to be excited about?
It's the full package.
I have no faith
a
in
level
this.
of detail that we've never been.
Yeah,
able to do
I think it's going. I agree. It will. I think
trailer,
it will be
you can
mid
see
at best.
pores, you can
Mid
see
at
blood
best.
in between the little lines of his teeth. I love the attention to detail.
It's exciting that we're going to be able to bring that kind
It's
of
been too much
fidelity to
time.
players.
What graphics?
Wolverine is a
This game do
character
not look
who
good.
goes to
This
many
look.
places
This looks
through the
subpar.
comics.
You'll see the Canadian wilderness. You'll see Japan.
And even
There's a shot
I don't
of
even like how
Logan
I don't even like
sliding down
Wolverine's
that
design.
rooftop, and
I
you
don't
can
even like how
see
he's
the
designed.
breadth of Madripoor and Lowtown.
It's always nice teasing the depth and the amount of characters that we'll be seeing in the game. Omega Red makes an appearance, Mystique is there, and there are some hints to other characters that fans of Wolverine will recognize for sure.
Another visual
Force
element
Elite.
of Marvel's Wolverine is the blood. The blood tech that was put into this game is pretty phenomenal.
There's a part in the trailer where Logan jumps down and then he does the claws up through the face. That one I thought maybe was going to be taking it too far, but I am so glad that we have it.
Yeah,
It's
it's not taking it too far. That's what Wolverine does. That's what Wolverine
Wolverine's
does.
combat, making that special, making that feel like him, making it feel different to anything else you've played. That's a tough job. What's so cool for me is there was this one section of the game I got to try. It was just visceral and immediate and so incredibly satisfying. And I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
We're pretty excited about the artwork that we're using on the cover. It's dynamic. It's rough
Can't wait to see if they
edged.
messed up
You
Jean
notice
Grey.
it
Oh, you
doesn't
know they
look
messed up
like
Jean
our
Grey.
past
Trust me,
games.
they
It
are.
has a sense of
I mean, this is.
urgency and
I
forward
mean, this.
movement and
This is Insomniac. They made the
and
Spire. They
fury,
fucked up
and
Mary Jane.
that's Wolverine.
One of the cool things about Insomniac is they are probably the most collaborative group of people I have ever worked with. They make you feel part of their team. That's not something you always get.
We've been in a creative collaboration with Insomniac Games and PlayStation for over a decade now. We've made some of the greatest superhero games of all time, and that was always the goal, making games that are timeless.
I think fans are going to be excited, but I'm also really excited about it because I'm
The
really proud of what
metaphor
we
that
made.
Black Lady
We're
was
focused
a
on making the
disguise.
best Wolverine game ever.
On behalf of everyone at Insomniac Games and the Wolverine team especially, we want to thank you for taking time to watch our trailer. We can't wait to show you more in spring of 2026.
I'm good. I would say it's dying. It's the fact is, remember, these games, society moves faster than these games are developed. It's like these games were already in develop, so they can't halt. Like, we're going to start seeing a change in games within the next 5 years. We're going to start seeing a change. Right now, a lot of these games have already been in development already. There's nothing they can do about it, so they have to move forward. You know. I think they race a lot.
Maybe you don't want it enough.
Still not Mystique. There's a change of Mystique. Parent is already black. I'll stick with X-Men Origins Wolverine. This better not be the whole. This better not be the entire state of play. Oh, Wednesday, Wolverine. Oh, this was this. Oh, this shit was ass. This shit was ass. This state of play was fucking ass. This shit was fucking ass. Yo, I didn't know that much time went by. Oh, this shit was ass, bro. This shit was ass. Yo, seriously, that was it. That was it. So this shit was ass. Like, he said that, yeah, like 4 out of 10 hot ass juice. Yeah, Johnny. This was trash, bro. This shit was trash. It's not even worth making any YouTube content out of this shit. Damn. I mean, Tokyo Game Show is this week, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised since a lot of games. I mean, Tokyo Game Show is not really a place where a lot of, because it's E3 for Japan, so it's more so for the Japanese audience. So I wouldn't even expect much either from Tokyo Game Show, but I don't know what they trash or play. It was so radical. I don't think Mega has been in the game. Omega Ray has been in the game since Mario until in the cameo on Wolverine's Revenge. State of play is a no as of play. Yes, Master. That was, oh my god. They showed like five games and bounced. Yeah. So I'm glad with the event. I thought it would be it would be disappointing, and disappointed I am. Only thing I like about Wolverine games is the violence and intensity. I thought that looked legitimately cool. I mean, they nailed the violence, but I mean, it's still got, like, you got to have more than just the violence. If the game is ass, it don't mean nothing. I think like what you call said. At best, that game's going to be mid at best. They better not come out with PS6. We barely had. Oh, they come out PS6. They talking. Look, according to the leaks, we should be expecting that by 2027, bro. So we should be seeing some trailers next year, around like the we should be seeing that like around like the holiday of next year or during the Game Awards or something like that of next year. This shit was trash can garbage. At least they know what games, what gamers want. Shit to play. As keep in mind, Insomniac still has sweet baby ladies nuts in their mouth. State of ass. Yeah, they're downstairs watching me before they go back to the studio. I'm glad I missed over 30 minutes of it. That shit, damn, I didn't even know there was a state of play. Like, straight to PC. PS6 can eat dirt. The absolute state of play. Yeah, bro. That I don't know what the fuck that was. The only game that I was like literally excited for was the Michael Myers game. Like, you gotta play those asymmetric games like Friday the 13th. I showed when I was on the stream last time with you guys, I shared the gameplay that me and my brothers did. I would love to play that game. No, that'd be kind of hard to play with you guys if I'm streaming it, because if one of y'all happens to be Michael Myers, then all you gotta do is watch my stream and know where we at. So that would kind of suck. No, they ain't coming up. They had to go to the studio. Like I said, we gotta go to a convention this weekend. So they going back to the studio. They have to make my Siona shirts, my Alta Squad X shirts, and I got stuff I gotta do and stuff like that. So so after they done, they going right back to the studio. Yeah, so this is going to be a good weekend. What I'm going to do this week for this con, I still got some leftover from the campaign that I have extra inventory of covers B, C, and D. So I'm going to take some of that and sell those at the cons, and then with the ones that's left over, I'll put on my website for those. So if you guys missed out on covers B, C, and D, that's the last of the inventory that I have left. I only have a little bit left that was left over from the campaign. I had extras. There's not many of them. It's like I only had like 13 cover Ds. I think like 7 cover Bs. I think like 8 cover Cs. So I'm only gonna take like a little. Only probably take like a little bit of each at the con, and then the ones that's left over, I'm gonna put on the website, and then you guys can just grab them. But they'll never be printed. So just to let you guys know, you can just grab them, and that's it. Once the rest of that inventory sell out, that's it. Those are not getting printed up again. That's it, and I really mean that. So let's see. Not a single decent show they made. Yeah, the state of plays never hit. Like it never really. I never had a state of play where I was like, well, I'll be lying. The only one that got me was the Marvel 2Con reveal. That one did get me, and that was the only game that I really wanted out of that entire thing was the Marvel 2Con. But they don't really hit like that, like Nintendo Directs. I've never seen it, like, in my personal opinion, the lowest I ever given a Nintendo Direct was a C. Because most Nintendo Directs, for me personally, I enjoy. If we really do get a PS6 in 2027. No, 2027. They're looking at 2027 for the PS6 and the next Xbox. Be the most nothing console generation. I told you this generation, console generation, is like an anime filler. It's just like an anime filler. This is like a filler generation. Filler. State of play are missing these days. Exactly. Yeah, they're just this was like a filler season of an anime. Just that's what this generation was. This, like, my whole life. I'm 38. I'll be 39 next year. My entire life gaming. I can officially say, and I never thought that I'll live to say that I dislike a generation of gaming. Like, I literally dislike this generation of gaming. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna say super excited, but yeah, I'm can't wait to try him out when he does come out. At this point, you can only count on PC or Nintendo, even if you hate their business practices. Yeah, but if you do just hate the people at the top, is right. Worse than those the anime fillers. I'll see the PC like this may be my last generation for getting consoles. This may be, especially if they make the announcement that PS6 and the next Xbox is going to be like diskless, and you have to buy the disc drive separately. I might as well just go. I might as well go PC at that point, and keep and just get Nintendo consoles. Same here at 38, and this is the most disappointing. Yeah, I never thought I'll live to say that I do not like a gaming generation. Like, and to be honest with you, the PS4 era wasn't really I wouldn't say it was bad, but that wasn't really like my favorite generation. It had some games that I did like, but it wasn't my top of the list generation of games. And I felt it with the PS4. We started seeing the PS4 era we started seeing the declining in games. The PS4 and the Xbox One era, we started seeing the decline. Like stupid ass business decisions. You know what I'm saying? And then we had the Gamergate started. And then, like I said before, as time started going along, man, like these companies, man, the way they started acting. It's a Neo Genesis. Yeah, like then live service games out the ass, gotcha games out the ass. But the good thing about it is I do have a backlog of games that I can just constantly like just play. I can just play. I had a backlog of games I've never even opened, so I don't really have to focus too much on a lot of the newer stuff. Hell, no, I'm not getting. Oh, you must have just came in. No, I'm not getting Wolverine. That game looks like ass. And no, I'm not getting Sauros either. I have no interest in either of those games. Has declined ever since Sony moved to California. Aren't they moving back to Japan now or something like that? Oh, my fault. For some reason, this thing sucks, man. That thing sucks. Time for Loki's smile. Yeah, aren't Sony probably moving back to Japan or something like that? Wolverine did. They even showed the gameplay. It just like cutscenes. Exactly. That's what I said. Like it's going to be a bunch of like real-time events, cinematics. There will be some gameplay, but it's going to, and like I said, it got that stupid ass over-the-shoulder gameplay. What was the games that caught your attention? Just the Michael Myers games. That's the only game from this state of play that I want. The Michael Myers. I know you guys probably laughing at that, but those games are fun. My takeaway from the PS4 and the Switch. Now, within the PS4, I keep forgetting the Switch. See, like, I keep forgetting to count the Switch because the Switch came out in a weird spot because the Wii U like was sucked so bad they had to put out the Switch as soon as possible. So the Switch is kind of like in a weird spot, kind of like how the Dreamcast was in a weird spot where it was where the 64 and the PS1 was at, but at the same time, it was where the PS2 and the Xbox and the GameCube was at. It was very weird. Well, yeah. Well, it died. Yeah, it died soon before the Xbox came out and the GameCube. But same thing with the Switch. Now, there's a lot of it. Like I would say, I played last generation. I played my Switch more than any of my PS4. My PS4 was just a fighting game console. All I had was fighting games on the PS4. And the games that I did put hundreds of hours in was Final Fantasy Remake when that first came out. And the other game was Kingdom Hearts 3 because I wanted to beat that game. And I beat that. But my PS4 was just for fighting games. Because I was, remember, when I got, like, this is, because remember, during the early phases of the PS4, I was just getting out of college and everything. So I said that college habit. Where in college, the only thing I could play was fighting games because studies and stuff like that. I couldn't fit no RPGs in the middle of that. So, yeah, my PS4 was just a fighting game console. It was just for fight. I just had every fighting game. Remember, Talk Noise? We can play Smash Bros. Outside. Yeah. Said they were talking about going back to Japan, but we don't know when. We still have a problem with feminism, DI trash. That stuff is slowly dying. That stuff is dying out. That stuff is dying out. It really is. DEI, this stuff is dying out. Like I said, we won't see the real effects of it until the next 5 and maybe 5 to 10 years. We won't see it because a lot of these, like I said, society shifts faster than games are developed. So games don't. By the time games come out, some games are considered like old. Like is it like because time moved too fast and past it? Come in.
Oh, we don't have to buy another ticket. They just carried our what's the name over Arts Cartoon.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they said don't worry about it. They said we just carrying it over to the next draw.
Oh, okay, cool.
17th.
Oh,
they just had to get everything verified.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. Like when it comes to the whole DEI thing, it's slowly dying. It's dying. It's slowly dying. It's going to die. I wouldn't say rest up on it. No, you still have to be as proactive as possible fighting against it. But it will. Society, the pendulum is swinging the other way. It's swinging the other way. So get ready for it. It's just that a lot of these games were already in development. So these games have to come out. So it's going to seem like DEI is still around. No, these games been in development already. It's nothing they can do about it. You have to press forward with it. And that's why these games are dying on arrival, because society already moved forward. Just like that recent movie that was coming out for Apple. After Charlie Kirk had been assassinated, they had to delay the movie or cancel it. Well, more so they said delay it, but they're going to cancel it because that movie was pretty much a white woman, part of the CIA or something like that, and there's a terrorist group of white male, Christian male, white supremacists who are attacking America with terrorism and stuff. But then after Charlie Kirk died, they had to stop. They couldn't release the film because they said it would be too sensitive. But we already know what the deal is, because in that movie or that TV show that's coming to Apple, it's showing that it's right wingers and stuff like that. When it was a left winger, a lefty, a loony bit who assassinated Charlie Kirk. That would be so tone deaf in them and so out of touch of reality, blatant out of touch of reality. And they're so late with it. They're so late of releasing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Society is moving faster than with these movie producers, with these video game developers, and these comic book writers are putting out. Their agendas can't keep up with it. It's stuck in time as society is moving faster and faster. So yeah, they had to pull that movie. They said they had to delay it. They can't release it because they realized that we will get flamed for this shit if we put this out. Because it's blatant propaganda. People would see it now as propaganda. Like, we already see it as propaganda. But all the people that's still asleep, they will finally see that this shit is propaganda. You know what I'm saying? So they know they can't put that shit out there. Same thing with that Viola Davis movie. Her being the female president. You know what I'm saying? And that movie was late. Was because they thought that Kamala was going to win the election. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to start seeing a lot of that. Yeah, but the Dreamcast, the Switch, even more underpowered than the Dreamcast was. The Dreamcast was at least around the PS2 level, and Switch is dramatically under, but it has good games. Yeah, Dreamcast was my fighting game console. I had a variety of games on my Dreamcast. A variety. What was your main console for the sixth? Can y'all tell me? I always get confused with the numbers. Which one was the sixth generation? Was it the PS2 era? Just tell me the era. Name the console era, and then I can be able to answer that question. They're slowly invading Japan. Though those damn Westerners, welcome back, Malcolm. X was right. White people ruining everything. Yeah, man. Like Japan, it's immigration, man. You gotta understand, immigration is the best weapon to take out a country, to dismantle a country. It's immigration. You don't have to use chemical warfare. You don't have to use nukes. You don't even have to use bullets. You don't have to use none of that. They call them people bombs. That's the best way you could dismantle a society. Dismantle a society. And the thing is, I don't know why people don't learn, because Europe is the perfect example. Europe is fucked. Europe is fucked. If anything, everybody should see what Europe is going through with the mass immigration. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with bringing immigrants over. The problem is what kind of immigrants are you bringing over, and will they assimilate to your country? Are they going to assimilate? And that's the problem. They're bringing over people that don't like you. They're bringing over people that don't like you. They hate you. They're jealous of you. They don't like you. They take whatever bullshit from their country and they bring that mentality over to your country and dismantle. They dismantle. It's the best way. That's the best way to do it. You don't have to use guns or nothing. Just bring people over. And see what happens is when you start flooding and you bring people over, you open your borders over to people without vetting these people. What happens is you change the whole dichotomy. You change the whole structure of your society, because those people is going to want rights, or they want certain type of treatments and stuff like that to suit them. And before you know it, everything and how you grew up in your country is just changed. It metamorphed into now with these immigrants that came over and flooded. You know what I'm saying? So 5 years, I'll be 44. It's crazy, man. It's the shortest Rav. It's been legit 11 out of 10 if Platinum Games made it, but Cyber Connect 2 sucks. Make good fighting games. The Doc Hacks. It's a series. It's the Assassins. Okay, Furry, yeah. It's trans boyfriend. Then that it means indirect. Yeah, it's all yeah. And the Glass is gonna be dead on arrival. Unless they fix whatever they can fix before they release that shit. But I doubt it. Tickle Titties Gaming. PS2, GameCube, Xbox. Okay. Yeah, I like the 6th generation. 6th generation was way better than any other generation that came after the 6. PS2, Xbox, 6th generation. Making sure. This is why I'm against globalization, because it brings erasure culture. Yeah, like we are Americans and we want our country to stay American. You know what I'm saying? And if people are going to come over, man, and they got their guests, if they're going to come over here, they need to assimilate. They need to respect the American culture, the American way of life. No one's saying get rid of your traditions, completely get rid of them, but you have to assimilate to American culture if you want to come here. There's a lot of these foreigners coming here who don't like us. Like I told you before, those Somalians, it's Somalians everywhere here, especially in Philly. And they all used to hang out at the Home Depot. And I already told you guys that story where the Somalians were like harassing people, asking for money or asking can they bag up their stuff and and pay them to load the stuff in their cars and stuff. And I told you before, when that white family was a father, his wife, and his son. And when he came out, because we already saw the Somalian guy, like I told you before, me and my dad, we went to Home Depot, and the dude came over to us, asking my dad. My dad said, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying? Because he kept asking my dad. Dad said, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." So the Somalian guy walked off. So we went in, got the things we wanted, got the things we needed, and we was going back to our car. So the Somalian guy saw my dad and us, and then he avoided us. But he saw this white family come over. They were leaving out. And he kept harassing them, asking, can he help them carry their stuff to the car and all other type of stuff. And the white guy kept saying, like, look, I don't have any money. And this, that, and I have no money to give. This, that, and the third. And then he said, hey, like, don't worry about it. I just want to help. I just want to help. So you already see the wife and his son, his little son, they looking scared and shit like that. Now, their car was right next to ours. So my dad didn't get out. My dad didn't get in the car. He waited. Me and him waited for a second and watched to see what was going to go down or whatever like that. Because like I said, this white dude is scared. And the wife is holding their son. She looking shook as hell. And he follows them to the car. So then what happened was the Somalian dude carries the bags over and shit like that. And the white dude the white father opened up the trunk and he put the stuff, and the Somalian guy put the stuff in the trunk. And next thing you know, the Somalian guy puts his hand out asking for money. And the white father was like, yo, like, I told you I don't have any money to give. You told me that you was going to just bag the stuff up. You going to put the bags in there and without any, you just going to just do it or whatever like that. And then so the Somalian dude took the bags out. So that's when me and my dad got out. My dad walked over and said, yo, move the fuck on. So that's when my dad told the white father with his family that, yo, go. He told them to go. So they got in the car and they thanked my dad and they left or whatever like that. But you saw in his eyes, them Somalians, you saw in his eyes, you just saw crazy. You saw murder in his eyes because where they're from, you understand, murdering people and stuff and that lawlessness where they're from. You know what I'm saying? That's normal. But America, they're testing the waters and see what they can do and what they can't do. And the way he looked at my dad, and my dad said, yo, you got a problem? And he walked off and shit like that. But the thing is, you saw killer intent in his eyes, but he's in America. They're testing, like they don't know what they can and can't do just yet, and what they can get away with. But it's dangerous, man. Like I said, there's a lot of people here that don't like us as Americans. They're jealous of us. There's a lot of them here. Yeah, there's a lot of them here that don't like us, bro. And this is dangerous, bringing you putting Americans in trouble and danger. You're putting your own people in danger. And the left is the main ones that's advocating this. They're the main ones, because when you bring these people over, these people are voters, potential voters to vote for the left. Because if you want to open when you open up your gate, you open up the borders to these people's going to automatically vote left, because it's the left that allowed them to come in. You know what I'm saying? So, well, they can always go back and like rule somebody on your ding. Yeah, man. So it's very dangerous, and Europe is a perfect example. Like it's just crazy how you look at Britain or you look at France. You look at these places, you don't even see British culture anymore. You don't even see you used to see nothing but Muslims and shit like that just walking around. And it used to be a European, it used to be a white country and stuff like that, a white place, white nation. You know what I'm saying? And these people are just took over. And it's just crazy how some of these politicians on the left, or just politicians in general, are saying, yeah, we need to bring more people over. Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you jealous of us? We're America, man. This don't you understand about what's so great about America? People call America racist. Yes, every country has a dark past. Every country has racism and stuff. But we came a long way. America came a long way from what it used to be. There's more room for mobility, to move up in status no matter what color you are. You can marry who you want. You can hell, you can identify as whatever the fuck you want to identify as. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why people come over. There's a reason why people swim over here. There's a reason why people die to come over here, because they want a piece of their American dream. They are jealous of us. A lot of them are jealous of us. A lot of them are. It said, just because they refuse to integrate the American, my wife's family doesn't have a problem, and all they know is war. Yeah, and like I said, as long as you abide by the way American life and stuff, and no one says get rid, like I said, no one says get rid of your culture or your traditions, but you have to filter in. You have to be part of the American culture. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have and that's why they say diversity is our strength, or whatever like that. The problem is there's a downside to diversity when you have so many diverse people, diverse religion, diverse thoughts, diverse everything. If they don't gel together, because the thing is, you could be diverse, but it also has to have some commonality. It has to gel together, because when you start bringing in so much diversity and stuff like that, everybody's going to stick to their tribes, stick to their cliques and stuff. And then you start getting to the point where people don't trust each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on right now. And the media has a lot to do with that. A lot of people stick to their tribes. A lot of people are not trusting the other tribes because what the media did. The media got us fighting each other and stuff. But when you got so many diverse cultures or diverse way of thinking when it comes to certain things, and it doesn't align with America or with like that, that's where you start to have the clash. This is where you start having the fighting. This is where you start having the tribalism and stuff like that. People not trusting each other. Black people not trusting white people. White people not trusting black people. Hispanics not trusting Indians. Indians not trusting Chinese. So forth and so on and stuff like that. And it says unity is strength. Diversity only good when it comes to genetics. Yeah, so that's the thing. Diversity of thought is good and stuff like that, but as long as the diversity fits that nation or that country that people are moving into, as long as that diversity it fits and it simulates, it meshes. Because if it doesn't mesh, that's when you start having the chaos. That's when you start having the chaos. And the thing was, I never thought about immigration and stuff when I was young. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't that bad, and I was young. Like I'm a teenager. I'm living my life and stuff. But now as I become older and I'm a father and stuff like that, you start to think about those things. You start to think about the safety of your child and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You start to think about a lot of that stuff. And it's really crazy. It's really crazy. In Japan, man, of all places, man, now they're feeling it. And like I say to Japan, like, do not do not allow this immigration shit to get out of hand. Do not allow that shit to get out of hand. Please do not allow that. Like Japan would never be the same ever again. Would never be the same ever again. And like I said, it's all made by design. It's all planned. This is all a plan. You send these people bombs out all over the world. Dismantle, prosperous civilizations and stuff. People need to be careful who we invite. Yeah, Japan, and because their culture, they don't like confrontation. They always like to smile and not to cause any type of attention and shit like that. So you have these people, then you have all these people coming in walking all over them and shit like that. And most of the immigration is Chinese, I think. Chinese immigration. That's a way for China to take over Japan. Japan better do that anti-immigration stuff, or it's Brazil. The Rothschilds have always wanted to implement socialism worldwide for centuries. Yeah. So dude, it's no joke, man. It's seriously no joke. Like every country in the world, at least since overthrowing the French monarchy, is divide and conquer. Yeah, like every country need to protect their borders. And you know what's crazy? Like, we are held to such a high standard. We should let people in, but then you have other countries who don't play that shit. Like, don't play that. The only country that's prosperous, European country that's like strictly European and is still held, it's low violence, you know what I'm saying? And it kept its traditional European roots and stuff like that, and that's Poland. Poland looks beautiful. They were able to protect their shit. They were able to protect their shit. And I don't blame them if they don't allow certain people in there. I don't blame them. Same way I don't that's why I'm saying, like, I don't blame them. Same thing here in America. We gotta tighten up the border, man. We got to. Ghost of Tsushima taught me that never have invaders. Yeah, man. It's the immigration is the best weapon to dismantle a society. Immigration. And all you gotta do is gaslight people. And like I said, since America is majority, I don't know how long it's going to last, but America's majority white. The best way to get immigration to go is just gaslight white people by calling them racist if you don't allow people in here. And then you hit them with white guilt. Hit them with white guilt, and then that's how you dismantle. It's the perfect weapon. Who would have thought that? I talked about it last stream. How the government used to fuck with black people. And in some cases still do, but not at the extreme it used to a long time ago. You had redlining, the bombing of Black Wall Street, the destruction of Rosewood, and all these other, the Tuskegee experiment and stuff like that. And then cracking our communities and stuff. But then they realized that, yeah, you can keep fucking with us, but it's not going to really do shit to America as a whole. So let's reverse it. If we really want to collapse this country, let's reverse it. Fucking with black people is not going to destroy this country. If we want to destroy this country, let's just fuck with the majority. And then you got to remember the elites. Now, as far as diverse is concerned, the elites are diverse as hell. That's why don't be surprised once the elites if the elites ever get revealed, like who's like pulling the strings, you're gonna find a wide variety of people besides whites and stuff like that. You're gonna find some Asians, you're gonna find some Arabs, you're gonna find some blacks. I mean, high powerful people, because color is all about control. Color goes out the window, but they use color for us, the peons, to fight each other and stuff. But yeah, if you want to destroy America, like fucking with black people is not going to do it. Let's turn around and just switch reverse it the other way. And now we're going to go after white people because they're the majority. They pretty much, built this country and stuff like that. They pretty much built this country. So you go after them And the best way to go after them, you don't physically attack them, just make them feel guilty for something for what their ancestors did. And even some of them, most of their ancestors didn't own slaves. Most of their ancestors don't own slaves and stuff like that. So you reverse it on them, make them feel guilty, and that's how you dismantle it. That's how you dismantle this country. Go after the majority. And that's what they're doing. The white Jews have caused a lot of problems. How did the lie of slaves built this country get spread? Now, people keep saying slaves built this country. Well, I would say no. Slaves contributed to everybody. Everybody in America, the Chinese and the railroads, black slaves, everybody contributed to this country. But by far and large, the Europeans, they came here and they conquered. They came here and conquered. They invented a lot of shit here. Most of these inventions are European inventions, white people inventions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, black people, we contribute. We contribute a whole lot. Everybody contribute to the pot. But by large, the Europeans, they run this shit. They run this shit in America. So and a lot of people don't want to admit that, but it is true. That's just facts. They run this shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to destroy this country, fuck with the white people. If you want to destroy it, it's not the fact that that the elites hate white people. No, they know that they're the pillar that pretty much holds all this shit together. So you destroy them, and then everything else falls apart. Everything else does. Everything else does, and that's how it works. Whoever the majority is in whatever country, you just go after the majority. Go after the majority, and then that's it. Let me see. The Rothschilds aren't truly Europeans. They come from Georgia, originally east of Turkey. I didn't know that. You got me thinking a lot now, Mugen. Yeah, now think about it for a second. Let me tell you why that white people, like the majority, and without them, a lot of shit will fall apart here. I'll give you a perfect example, especially when you think about for instance, think about white flight, for instance, where white flight, every time black people move into a white community, white people move out and shit like that. Now, growing up, this was such a big thing, white flight, because you gotta think about it. Wherever white people pack their bags and move, the economy in that community goes up. Property tax go up, property value goes up, and everything. And people say, it's not because they're white; it's because of it's because of their status, and the jobs, the degrees that they hold, the careers that they work, and stuff like that. So they got a higher tax bracket. And it's every time wherever blacks move at, a particular group of blacks, wherever they move at, violence and chaos comes with it and shit like that. So what happens is when black folks move in, white people move out. And it's when white people move out, the neighborhood is destroyed. The neighborhood goes to shit after that. Because you gotta understand, when I used to go walk into like white communities, man, a lot of the streets are clean. They got like weekly trucks that would come by, sweep the streets and stuff like that. They're better schools and everything. And I never understood that, because I every time when I grew up, I thought, when white people take their resources with them. It's not the fact that they take their resources with them. Their taxes cover everything. Their taxes pay for everything in that community. So if white people leave out, the taxes that they paid is going. So their money is no longer there. So it doesn't maintain the community that's there. So when black people move in and they leave, their money goes with them. And when their money goes with them, a lot of black people, they don't got these high successful careers. They don't got high income and stuff like that. So the street cleaning, all these other type of things goes away. So now that neighborhood starts to devalue. It starts to fall apart. Now you start to have a graffiti everywhere. You start to have fighting, shooting, violence, drugs. You start to have all these other things. And also, when you start to have a bunch of blacks start moving in a particular community, guess what follows with them? Liquor stores. You find that kind of odd? Liquor store, Poppy stores, the Chinese stores on the corners everywhere. And I always say growing up, like whenever there's a Chinese store, that's a new Chinese store that's there, I always say, you know how you ever see a toy commercial where after the toy is showed off, it says batteries, it says batteries not included or batteries included. Yeah, every time a new Chinese store is built, it's niggas included. Every time a Chinese store is on a new corner, established on a new corner, niggas are like a moth to a flame. They like the Chinese store is the flame and niggas are the moths because they all start to pack on that corner and they hang on that corner. They're either selling drugs, being loud, fighting, carrying on, and shit like that. And they all sit on that corner. And then the thing is, the Chinese people in the store are scared to say something to them because they're afraid. Because just like what happened last time when I was growing up, where that Chinese man got beat in front of his kids and his wife because he didn't want them in front of their store because they were just hanging in front of their store selling drugs and shit like that. And then they beat him up when he told them to leave. They jumped him. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was so sad because they were so nice, especially when it comes to my family. We go in there, they give us extra chicken wings and shit like that because they know the difference between us and them. They know the difference. So that's why they never treated us like, you know, like with disdain and shit like that because they knew my family was different. Because we say good morning to them, they say good. Because one time I remember, this is how you can tell when other minorities are like gets a lot of shit when they in our communities and stuff. Because I remember Muhammad at Crown Fried Chicken, and I remember when I walked in there, and I'll say good morning, man. I say good afternoon. You know, I ordered my food and stuff, and I said, man, you have a good day, man. I said, bless your family too, because his family was in the back. His eyes got wide because nobody in that community says anything nice to them or whatever like that. Because on our corner, like in the hood, it's just ignorance. Like I said before, in the Chinese store, yo, where's my fucking food? And you know they could barely speak Chinese, they could barely speak English and stuff. So they're trying to talk to them. And you got some black people that would spit in those Chinese people's face, would spit in their face. And then when I walk in and I have a different I got a different personality and stuff, they notice it. And before you know it, they give me free drinks to go with my food and stuff like that because they look forward to me coming because at least you know what I'm saying, ask them how their day, and they actually feel good. Like they feel like they're part of the community and stuff. So yeah, man, it's crazy. So yeah, after I was talking to Muhammad said, yeah, man, he said this neighborhood's changing. It's changing for the best. We're going to get a different kind of people here. And he's talking about it was gentrifying. We're going to get a different type of mentality of people here. And that's why my neighborhood is changing. I wish it would change fast enough. It's just, some of these niggas still we still need more niggas to go or whatever like that. But yeah, man, that's just how it is. It's systematic oppression. A neighborhood becomes low income. People of color are left to pick up the crumbs. He said, I need to play the first Neo. He said, the cult of Molaj, the worship the Bohemian, aka the devil, Lucifer. It's the same. Go after the pillar of society. The cult of Baal. He said, moving Lord. I remember those days like it was yesterday. It was disgusting. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. So then what you have is you got a bunch of Hispanics, you got a bunch of Asian people who can't stand black people because of how they behave and act when they come into their establishment. Now, I don't give a shit. Fuck the other Chinese stores or poppy stores who, you know, even when I treat them with respect, they still treat me like I'm one of them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people just blink at every black person. But it's rare that I get those type of Asians or Hispanics that treat me like that. It's rare that I do, but the ones that I do, when I do encounter those, I don't patronize their store. I don't ever go to their store ever again. When they treat me like I'm one of those ignorant ones, especially if I keep going to there and I treat you with respect and you still treat me, you know, with ignorance, or you know, you show some racial bias towards me and shit like that. I don't even spend my money in there or whatever, you know, because there's one store I stopped going to because there's one poppy store I go to, this Puerto Rican chick, like every black person that walk in, her face just like she has like this evil face. Because I like I said, the people that come in there is ignorant. They're ignorant towards her and the family that's there. but don't treat me like that if I don't treat you like that or whatever. But yeah, she don't say hi to anybody, like whatever like that. Cause one time, like I said, every black person that walk in, she just give them the look and stuff like that. Cause she's like, I'm just sick of them or whatever like that. But when a white person come in, she smiles, hey, how you doing? And how was your day and stuff? And then I noticed it because I didn't pay it no mind at first. You know, every time a black person would come in, she'll look at them or whatever like that, give them the look. And like I said, I seen how black people treat her and stuff like that in their family. But then, you know, when a white person come in or whatever, she'll smile, talk to him, have a whole conversation. And then I noticed when that white guy left, then when I walked up, her face squinched. And I say, hey, how you doing? She don't say shit to me. She looks away from me, don't say nothing to me. And then another thing I don't like, I noticed that, especially if you walk into a white establishment that don't like black people too, when it's time to give you your change and stuff like that, I watch how they will actually touch the person's hand, give them the change. But every black person that comes in, they take the change and they don't touch their hand. They take the change like a pinch and then they just drop it to their hand because they don't want to. They drop it in their palm. They don't want to touch them. And I like you pick up on subtleties like that. And I felt that before. And it's crazy when you got Hispanics that would do that to you too, as well. Yeah. So she won't touch any black person's hand or whatever that when it's giving their change and stuff like that. But when a white person, she'll touch their hands and stuff like that. So when I came over or whatever, she literally just took the money and just dropped it in my hand. And that's when I grabbed her hand and put it back in her hand and said, yo, give it back to me. And she realized that I knew what she was doing. And then she gave me that fake ass smile. I never went back into that store ever again. I never walked back into that store ever again. Sup, amigos? I just watched Demon Slayer and Infinity Castle. Good movie. I want to give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, Vindiger. But yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. Just life, society. You pick up on little things as you get older and stuff like that. But yeah, this direct was ass. Oh yeah, I hate fake ass smile. But that happened a long while. That happened a long while ago. It wasn't recent. It was a long while ago. I was just giving you examples. I remember seeing this TikTok story of a children's ballet teacher saying how chaotic and disrespectful our students were, and instead of Disney music, the kids said, is this generation of parents are not being parents. Parents are not being parents nowadays. They allow the internet, they allow social media, they allow these mobile devices to raise their children because they want to live their life. We live in a more selfish society nowadays. Remember, back in the day, like you heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. It's no longer a village raising a child because you can't raise other people's childs no more. Like your community. I remember growing up that my parents were allowed to discipline the kids on the block if they were acting up or being bad. And my parents said, I'll tell your mom or I'll tell your dad, you know, and our neighbors were allowed to discipline us and they would tell our parents if we got out of line. It was a community. Everybody played their part in the community when I was growing up. Now I feel in the community, everybody played their part. Everybody, like for instance, if a neighbor across the street, right, if they were going out, if they was doing like an overnight shift or they were doing like a late night shift, they would knock on our door or they would knock on the another neighbor's door and ask, hey, could you watch our kid, watch my kids or our kid while, you know, because I'm gonna be doing a couple hours at work. Yeah, sure thing. They got kids too, so they'll be playing with their kids and stuff like that. Same thing with our parents. They would knock, our neighbors would knock on our door. Hey, we'll be okay if you can watch, you know, my son or watch, you know, both the kids, you know, for a couple hours because we got to step out and do something. Same thing. We would go over to our neighbor's house while our mom and dad would go out on dates and stuff like that. It was a fucking community. Back then, it was a fucking community. Everybody knew each other, and this is another funny thing too. Back in the day, if we wanted to bring somebody over to the house or whatever, especially from school, and the first thing my parents used to say back in the day, first of all, I need to call. Let me call your mom. Did your mom say it was okay, or did your dad say it was okay? Did your parents say it was okay before I let you in our house? And they say no. He said, okay, let me get the phone real quick. and you call your parents and ask them, or I'll talk to your parents and ask them if it's okay, you can come over to my son's house and stuff like that. That was like, dude, you got like, you understand, like, I remember that vividly. This is like in the early 90s. A lot of that shit cut it out in the late 90s. Communities start dying out in the late 90s. Once we hit the 2000s, that's when the community shit died. The community shit died once we hit the 2000s. But it was like that. You had to get permission before you did anything. And man, now I'm going back. Now I'm going even way back. I'm not sure if you guys remember this. I'm not sure how young you guys may be or old you guys may be. But I remember growing up, we didn't have like the water ice store unless you went to like an establishment. What we had in our community, we had the water ice lady. She had the cart and she had the bell. And you could hear it all the way down the street. And like all the way down the street. She'll ring the bell and she pushed the cart. Water ice. She'll say water ice. Oh my God. It's taking me back in the day. And all the parents would come outside with their money in their wallets, or moms with their purses, and all the kids, including us. We would look out the window. Mom, Dad, the water ice lady is here. She'll come through the block because she go through all these different blocks. Black lady. She'll come through. She has this big cart, like, you know, with the freezer cart, and she has the bell. The bell she chimes as she's rolling down the cart. And all the cars will move out the way to make sure, because everybody in the community knew, like I said, the black community, dog. We had some togetherness. We did have some togetherness. And I remember all the kids would run outside and they would all crowd around her. Then my parents, their parents, everybody would crowd around the lady. And back then, water ice was legit. When she opens up the freezer, you can literally smell the fruit flavors from the water ice. You can smell the cherry. You can smell the blueberry. You can smell the watermelon. You can smell the pineapple. And it smells so good. And then she'll get the scoop and everything, and she'll have the cups and everything. Oh man, dude, like that was so awesome, dude. As I had the ice cream man back in the day. This is what happened with the ice cream. Yeah, we had the ice cream truck. We didn't have the ice cream man. We had the water ice lady. And she had pretzels too. So she had this other cart thing attached to it with pretzels. So you're able to buy the pretzels, you can get condiments on it, like you know, like mustard on it and stuff like that. But yeah, you would hear her bell chime blocks away. Everybody knew she was coming, and she came around like the afternoon and stuff like that. So all the kids, and remember, as a kid, man, we stayed outside. We stayed outside playing. You know what I'm saying? So while we playing, and also we run back in the house. Mom, Dad, like the water ice lady's here. Then Mom and Dad would come out, and then sometimes the parents would take turns and pay for all the kids. That's how we did it back in the day. That's how we did it back in the day. And you also got to understand too, there were fucked up cops back then too, but you also got to understand too, back then, the cops had a relationship with the community back then. The cops would patrol on foot and talk with the community back then. They knew, and so they wouldn't even arrest you. They wouldn't even arrest you if you was bad, especially if they caught the kids. They wouldn't even arrest the kids. They would say, "Yo, you know better than that." I would tell your mother. The cops would knock on the parents' door and tell them that their kids were acting up and stuff like that. The cops were literally used to patrol the neighborhoods, and they got the chance. They knew the parents. They knew the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Everybody knew who the cops were and stuff like that. So you even had that dynamic going on in certain communities, even in black communities as well. So yeah, there was also, you know, like I said, there was some friction with police in the black community, but there were also some nice officers too that actually knew the community. They actually talked with the community. They knew everything. We had Italian Ice and Mr. Softly back in the day. I remember the candy lady. Now we had a candy lady who had lived around the corner from us, from my elementary school, because my elementary school was around the corner from me, McDaniel Elementary. Now the candy lady, she literally made her house into a store where she has a counter, cash register, and everything like that. And all the kids would go to her store, her house, which she made into a store before they go to school. And she had all these different type of candies. I mean, she had candy everywhere. She had the little chewy watermelon candies, the Smarties, she had the nerd candies, all kinds of other stuff. So a lot of people used to go to her. We used to go to her house or whatever like that. It's like an actual store. She had counters and everything, but it's her house because you can see this. She has behind the counter. It has her sofa, TV. You can hear her kids. You can hear her son playing in the background and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Like we had some shit going on in the Black community that I remember fondly. And I remember a time where we were actually a community where everybody gave a fuck and knew each other. And it took a village to raise these kids and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that anymore. You can't raise other people's kids. You don't tell my kid what to do. That's my fucking kid. Everybody's out for themselves and stuff. Yeah, Laffy Taffy Green Apple. Yup. Yeah, man. So I remember, like I said, man, the 90s, man. I feel sorry for whoever who was never born in the 90s. Y'all missed out on some good fucking times. The 90s to the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s were the best times. Because the 2000s, I was a teenager. By the time the 2000s came, I became a teenager. So, now I'm growing into adulthood. So now I have my own adventures. But as a kid in the 90s, who grew up in the 90s and stuff like that, yeah, man, those were some great times, man. Gaming, cartoons, anime, comics, movies, music. Those were some good times, man. Yeah, see, you was born at the tail end of the 90s, so you a 2000s child in a sense, because you didn't live through. You wasn't a child in the 90s. Damn, so you a young bull. Remember playing on the water slide in the yard in the summer. Yeah, I remember the water slides. He said the 90s were the greatest thing we have, except for gaming. 2005, 2013, best 8 years ever. Yeah, man, it felt like an adventure. The 90s to the 2000s to mid 2000s was like an adventure, man. Like just growing up, man. It was just so many. It's like technology was still advancing. Technology just kept improving over time and stuff like that, and especially the internet. Like I know I sound old as shit, but when the internet finally started becoming something and started becoming the norm, man, it was like a whole new adventure. And all of us had to share the computer. We had mom schedule our time on what time each of us can have our own time on the computer at that time. Until my parents got me my own computer for my birthday. But yeah, man, I remember those days, and online gaming was something too, man. Like everything was a new experience. So I got a chance to see. I got a chance to see gaming evolve. I got a chance to see technology evolve in my time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so critical of gaming, gaming and entertainment today. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember the time. I remember those times. The hell? He said Ronin Warriors, Dragon Ball Z. Yup. And remember, I was watching Dragon Ball Z before it came to the States. My uncle had the those dirty, the VHS tapes with the static effects, how grainy and dirty it looks. He had all the Dragon Ball movies and Dragon Ball Z movies and stuff, and he had some GT. And remember, that was back during a time where you felt like the cool kid when you the only one that knew about anime. I was the only one in my school that knew about anime. And remember when Tobo #1 came out, Tobo #1 had the advertisement that Dragon Ball is coming to the United States. I feel old. That's when the Ocean dub was on its way to the States. And while everybody else is getting excited for Dragon Ball Z, everybody came to me because I already seen Super Saiyan. I already knew that Vegeta and Bulma was going to have a kid named Trunks. I knew all these things. I knew Gohan was going to be a Super Saiyan. I knew Gohan was going to be an adult. I knew all these things before everybody else did. And remember, back in the day, anime shops were like very, very like hole in the walls. They're like these underground places. You go in there, there's anime posters everywhere. You got the VHS VCR with the tube television hanging up in the corner and stuff like that with whatever subtitle anime that's playing. And you gotta remember, back in the 90s, sci-fi anime was the thing. OVAs was the thing back in the 90s. And that's the stuff that I grew up with. You see Ghost in the Shell playing, you see the posters everywhere, and no one knew about it. It was like an underground culture. And that's when I enjoy anime the most. The CG was crazy. Yeah, I was obsessed with TMNT and Real Ghostbusters. Ocean Dove is British made, I believe. Okay, yeah, man. He's a unsupervised. I was born in 1998, and I got to play unsupervised. We had CD games and floppy disk. Yup. Yeah. See, I just experienced the 80s because I was born in 1987, so I was only a baby during that time, so I can't count the 80s. I'm not an 80s baby. If you was a kid during the 80s, then you were 80s baby, 80s kid. If you was a kid during the 90s, then you was like during like the all throughout the 90s, then you a 90s kid. But yup, Ninja Scroll, for my first anime ever. Still haven't watched Yu Yu Hakusho yet. What about owning a Sega Genesis and an SNES? If you own both, you were a Apollo kid. Yeah, I own both. I had a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis and an NES. I was like I said, kids came to my house when it came to playing games. Kids came to my house. I was a popular kid on the block. I got every new release that came out during that time, especially when Sonic 2 came out. Man, every kid, especially on my birthday, every kid was at my house to play Sonic 2. And I remember I got Super Battletoads for the SNES. I remember that for my Super Nintendo on my birthday. Comment in 80s kids still. I remember that age well. Yeah, if you can remember, especially if you can remember it, yeah. But hey, I'm falling asleep. Good night. All right, Kami. Mughal Lord, you were 10 when I was born. To get to me, you're an older brother. Bro, like, you got it. Like, I'm like, I like when people, it's crazy. Like, I'm no longer Unc status. I got, like, people call me Pops now. I upgrade to Pops. But this would make me feel like I was old when I was arguing with somebody. I was arguing with these young boys on Twitter or somewhere. I was arguing on social media, and they say, "Shut up, you old fossil! Shut up, old man!" Like he literally. We was talking about, I forgot what game. Cause I was comparing a game when I was growing up, and I was comparing it to the trash that was. I forgot what it was. It was like 2 years ago. But them niggas called me old man. He said, "Yo, shut the hell up, old man." And he all started laughing and shit like that. It was just laughing at me. I was like, shit. Niggas called me an old man. Who was born in 97? I was 87. So I'm enter Unc status. How old were you when I was born in 1998? Hold up. Yeah, 1998. Oh, I was 11. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, I was 11. I was 11 during when you was born. Yep, I was 11. And DX was born in 93. DX was born in 93. I was 87, Kia was 88, my sister was 89, and then Strike was in 93. He said that reminds me. What happened to your friends who fought over the Nintendo 64? I haven't heard from them in years. There's a lot of friends that now just started following me from my elementary and middle school years. I was like, wow. Said I'm 84. Yo, big bro movie. Yeah, I was 11 years old when you was born, bro. I still find it funny that people were born, like when I hear people say, "Y'all was born in 2000." I'm like, God damn. I still can't wrap my head around that. You know, but yeah, definitely. But yeah, I gotta get ready to go, guys. This is a good stream. I won't be streaming Friday. Because I'll be at a con on Friday. I have my booth, Venus Orion Comics. Strike and Kill Tees will be there. We're gonna be in Atlantic City. We're gonna be at the Atlantic City casino area. Casino. We're gonna have a booth and everything at the casino and inside the casino. There's a convention area inside the casino. So we're gonna be there. So if you happen to wander yourself to J1Con at the Atlantic City Casino, we'll definitely be there. We'll definitely be there. You'll be able to get the comic book for $10 there. Like I said, the price for the book is marked down by $5 by $6. Was it? Yeah, by $6. It's marked down by $6, and yeah, I gotta buy it. I'm gonna buy Sonic Cross Worlds Racing next week, because no sense in me buying it. I'm not playing it because I'm not gonna be here. So I'm gonna buy it next week along with Final Fantasy Tactics. So yeah, I will be updating the community tab with with some pictures of me at the con and stuff like that. And I'll do like an update video just sharing my time on the Venus Orion Comics channel and stuff like that, and update you guys of what's been going on and stuff. But yeah, we kicking gears for VK Chapter 2. My artists are already starting on it. So we are kicking gears. It's going to be 60 pages. I was able to condense it from 80 to 60, which is a good thing. It won't cost me. It's still going to cost me an arm and a leg, but man, that 80 pages, that shit was going to. That when I say that shit is an investment of my money, that shit is an investment of my money. But yeah, I was able to get it condensed down to 60 pages, tight locked, and everything. So yeah, it worked out. So yeah, you guys have a good night, and I'll be seeing you Game Fiends later. Peace out.